Good evening, everybody. I am Lee Seiler, also known as the Stock Doctor, and welcome to the Hump Day Market Update. And thanks for joining. And please, at the end of this, I appreciate it if you guys share it, because we do get a lot of live people, but most people do see this after the fact. So we will make sure we share it, you guys share it if you think the information is pertinent and think somebody can learn from it, most importantly, because what we try to do along with our clients, we try to teach them. I think education is huge when it comes to investing in the market. So that being said, we're going to throw all of the education out the window, and before we talk about Tesla, of course, we're all going to talk about Tesla. Oh, wow, and I see the reflection. I did get burnt this weekend. I went boating this weekend with some friends. Okay. So before, I don't ever get that close of a look, okay? Let's talk about what the markets did today, all right? Because we'll talk about Tesla, which has been just a really incredible performer, and it's something that you don't see very often, so we'll talk about that. But let's talk about first what the markets did today, and I always have to look to my right, your left, as you look at your radio dial, because my quotes are on this side. I'm looking straight into a camera, okay? Fair enough. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up today, 165 points. That's about 0.62%, or 5/8%. At 2705. So it's good to see that the index got back to the 27,000, which we'll talk about whether that's good or bad. The S&P 500 up about 0.6%, 18 points at 3276. The NASDAQ up 0.25%, 25 points at 10,706. The Russell was the underperformer of the day, not even up 20 basis points, or 0.2%. 2.6 points at 1490. Look, it's earnings season, and this is really a big week for earnings season. So we had Microsoft report after the bell. They beat on revenue. They beat on earnings. That's well expected, all right? Mr. Softy, they call it, MSFT. It does trade on the NASDAQ. It is a Dow component. Listen, it's been a great performer. And we do own the stock, okay, for some clients. Not every client owns everything. I just want to clarify that. And I do own Mr. Softy personally, but most importantly is, the stock has been just an incredible performer. It is a stay-at-home stock, okay? It is a company that continues to deliver on all of their elements and aspects of their business, including web services, including cloud. Just unbelievable. I'm really happy that Microsoft had such a great report. I will show you a chart on it. But I will also let you know, because it is trading a little lower after hours. A little lower. And I'd be remiss if I didn't use the term that I thought one of my proteges thought was very interesting, funny, clever. Of course, most everything I say is clever. But this is I believe, a clear-cut case of buy at the funeral, sell at the wedding. Okay? The stock has made a big run. Let's take a look at Mr. Softy here. Chart of Microsoft. I will put it up here for you. Bear with me. And the stock today closed at $211 and is trading down to 206 aftermarket. That doesn't mean anything. All right, aftermarket, again, we don't trade pre-market and aftermarket because I think it's really a sucker's game. All right, you want to play Wheel of Fortune at the casino? That's pre-market, okay? Aftermarket is just, there's not enough volume there. It's not really an accurate reading what's going on. But as you can see, the stock has made a big run, of course, from really not much of a pullback from the lows of March. And you had a little bit of a plug here a couple of weeks, but now it's rallying back up. So big volume took it higher on the day. So what happens? Well, you know what? People have made big money on the stock, and it's good old-fashioned, in my opinion, good old-fashioned profit taking. So if you are a long-term holder, and hopefully this is not really a trading stock anyway, and my position on Microsoft is that it is a long-term hold. They're going to continue to deliver on earnings. They're going to continue to deliver on revenues. I mean, this is really a top-notch company. They are really a world leader. And again, it's not disruptive technology or anything like that, but it's a consistent performer. So that being said, and by the way, before I get into that, I wanted to say thanks to my sponsor. I got a couple sponsors, by the way. Yes, I do. First of all, I want to talk about Scuba Time. If you want to learn how to scuba dive, which I know how to scuba dive, all right? I've been certified for many, many, many years. Just ask me how long it's been since I scuba dove. 20 plus. Okay. But the stuff is cool. The equipment they have now is really cool. Anyway, Scuba Time will come to your house. If you have at least 2 students, 2 to 4, they will come to your house and do the class, take you to the open water dive so you can get your certification. So that is absolutely cool that you can do it in your own pool. All right. So call, or you could actually go to scubatimeinc.com, scubatimeinc.com, or you can call 863-289-7108. You can speak to Randy, and that's awesome stuff. I mean, they come to your house for scuba diving. Are you kidding me? That's a stay-at-home opportunity right there. And then I want to thank the Post Time Lounge. Thank you very much, Post Time. You guys are awesome, and they have music several times a week. You can catch the 5-Minute Professor on Tuesday night when he does his trivia. A good friend of mine, Mr. Bill Keevan, will be there every Tuesday night for the 5-Minute Professor show, trivia night, and you have music on weekends. And ownership, management, and staff, killer over at the Post Time Lounge. So, why are you tuned in tonight? Well, because everybody heard Tesla's reporting earnings. How are they going to do? We had a little pool in the office going, and I have to tell you, I was the furthest from accurate. And because nobody knew what Tesla was going to do. By the way, Tesla's ticker symbol, TSLA, or you could do it $LA. That's fine too. That all works. And I'm going to give you reasons why you should hold Tesla, and I'm going to give you reasons why you should sell Tesla, but I can't give you any reason. I can maybe give you one reason why you should buy Tesla. Okay, so let's start with reasons why you should hold Tesla. Well, it's been a winner. It's been a great winner. It's gone from 300 and change to 1,600 and change. It's trading up after hours. Let's take a look at where it's trading. They did report earnings. So Tesla has now reported four quarterly profits in a row. That, to me, folks, is a winning streak. Now, hey, Nikki, something's going on my TV. It looks like the power is auto-save or something, so if you can come in and try and fix that, I'd appreciate it. So, Tesla reported earnings and knocked the cover off the ball. And it was obvious. And now when you look at it, of course, charts tell you a story. You don't know what that story is until it comes to fruition. So what I'm looking at here with Tesla, I'm looking at a chart that has been unbelievable. So let's go and take a look at it. Tesla, there we go. Chart on Tesla, there we go. All right, so there's a chart of Tesla. Look at this. This has been absolutely stellar. In the March lows, but by the way, this white line down here is a 200-day moving average. It's a long-term moving average. It never violated it, and that was a pretty good sign that it was going higher. So Tesla hit that low of 350. That was on mid-March, March 20. That was March 18th, but March 23rd when the lows hit. So from 350 to where it closed today at 1592. Now it's trading up after hours. So this has been absolutely a rocket shot. And why is that? Well, there's a lot of things going on. First of all, Tesla's part of what they call the ESG group. ESG is a investment philosophy. It's an acronym that stands for environmental. Now I lost my train of thought. Environmental, social, and governance. See that? You guys are making me lose my train of thought. By the way, I am getting older. So what is Tesla? It's environmental. And a lot of ESG funds want to own Tesla because guess what? They have no carbon footprint, by the way. So that's one thing. Then you got news a couple of weeks ago that really catapulted the stock higher, is that they have the potential that they will be added to the S&P 500 fund. So every S&P 500 or S&P 500 index, every S&P 500 fund out there that wants to be in an S&P 500 fund will need to own Tesla. So the buying is coming in saying that we know there's going to be a lot of buying from the S&P 500 funds. So those are reasons why to hold it. And the reason to buy it, I'll give you this one, because there's more reasons why not to buy it. And what I would do, and I do not own Tesla. We've owned it in the past. We've made money on the stock, and we've always made money on the stock, but not this kind of money. All right, we missed the boat on Tesla. That's just what it was, because I don't like to buy companies that are really on a hope and a prayer. When I tell you the numbers behind it, you'll see the reasons why I did. Was I right? No, I was way off on that one. So let's talk about reasons why you don't buy it. Okay. Tesla has a market capitalization. I'm going to go into that one more time. I talked about it last week. Market cap is truly the value of the company. The stock price is not what the value of the company is. A lot of people think if a stock is trading at 100 and a stock is trading at 80, the one for 100 is obviously a bigger company. No. It's the market capitalization. It is the value of the entire company. And that is calculated by multiplying the price of the stock times the number of shares outstanding, the number of shares that people hold or institutions hold, but in general, shares outstanding. You multiply that number and it comes up with a large number. And in Tesla's case, an extremely large number. And it's going to vary because if the stock goes up a point or down a point, it's going to change. So I'm going to give you a ballpark. Because at the end of the day today, Tesla was valued at $295 billion with a B dollars. That's a large number. That puts it in like top 10. So Tesla's valued at $295 billion. It was at $302 billion last week. So it varies. After hours, it's going to be well over $300 billion. So let's do some comparisons. And we'll do this because it's really interesting. Let's take a look. This is okay. Let's go back to a chart on Tesla because I want you guys to learn this. This is a chart on Tesla. Okay, phenomenal. If you guys own it, kudos. I'm really happy for you. I'm glad that you made. I love to see people make money in the market. This is a chart of the now second two from my buddy Brian. Two, the second largest automobile manufacturer, Toyota Motors, TM, and Toyota. Their market capitalization is $175 billion. So Tesla is about 40% larger company overall than Toyota Motors. So I want to ask you guys a question. And because nobody can answer back, this is really rhetorical. Which means I'm asking you a question. I really don't expect the answer. So the question is, why is Tesla worth more than Toyota Motors? And this year, Toyota is going to produce 8.8 million automobiles and trucks, okay? Cars and trucks. Tesla is going to produce 500,000. So let me ask you this question. How many Teslas do you see on the road versus how many Toyotas do you see on the road? Okay, think about that. Then, I want to let you know that Toyota's fiscal year ended first quarter. March 31st, their fiscal year end. They did 19.3 billion in net income. They made 19.3 billion on revenue of 258 billion. Tesla, in their last fiscal year, lost 144 million on 26 billion. So Tesla did basically 10% of the sales volume of Toyota and lost money. Tesla, still to date, has never reported an annual profit, although now they have 4 profitable quarters in a row. It's not their fiscal year yet. So that's another thing. Their best quarter was in 2013. They lost 74 million. So let's do some additional comparisons. So now we know Toyota Motors was the biggest car manufacturer. They no longer hold a candle to Tesla. Again, this is just reasons why things don't make sense to me. Again, buy at the funeral, march, sell at the wedding. I will tell you one more thing. I tried to short I tried to short Tesla yesterday in my own personal account. I tried to short it at $1,650 a share. It closed today at $1,592. What shorting means is I'm bearish on the stock. I think I could sell it here and buy it back at a lower price. Well, I entered the trade, something went wrong, and said, call trading. And I said, that had to be a sign that I shouldn't do it. I didn't do it. Now, stock, I would have made a little bit on it because the stock went down today, but now it's up after hours. We don't know if it's going to be up tomorrow after the open. We have no idea. So let's talk about the domestic automobile manufacturers. So Tesla is valued at $300 billion, we'll call it, because after today, $300 billion. Ford, which has been one of the top Robinhood stocks, and I'd appreciate, we have Jared and Nikki, by the way, both in the house. We have the Megalennial and the fiscal therapist, we call them, or call him, Jared Bocart. They are in the house. They're answering questions. They're taking emails. Nikki at StockDR.com, Jared at StockDR.com, and you can call the number if you have a question. We will be taking questions in a little bit. So, Nikki, go ahead and you can get me those questions when you're ready. But let's take a look at Ford. And the reason I'm asking that, guys, is because, Jared, I know you keep an eye on what's going on in Robinhood. And Robinhood has had Ford as one of their top purchases on a weekly basis. And the stock is actually looking a little better right now. But let's take a look at Ford. And by the way, ticker symbol on Ford is F. So Ford had the collapse, a little rally, but it just hasn't really participated. It really can't get out of its own way. That's a term I like to use. But this is looking constructive. All right. If Ford could get me some volume and get above this, that's the 200-day moving average. Okay, that's what we talked about. If you can see, though, since late last year, it has not been able to get above and stay that long-term moving average. So I know why the Robinhood people, by the way, the stock closed today at $6.84, which is a big move from a couple of weeks ago. And the Robinhood kids are buying it because I know why, because it is cheap. All right, they like to buy the cheap stocks. So you know, Ford's market capitalization is only $27 billion. And by the way, thank you for the answer. Ford is the number one. Is it the bought stock this week or the number one holding on Robinhood? If you could verify that, please, I'd appreciate it. So that's Ford. Now let's look at GM. Now GM is a little bit larger of a company, and you look, obviously, look at how many Teslas you see on the road and how many Fords and GMs. Okay, here's a chart on GM. GM's chart doesn't look nearly as good as Ford. It's somewhat close, but not nearly as good. And GM's got a market cap of $37 billion. So here's the way they line up. You got Tesla at $300 billion, which I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole here. I think that I think no matter, I know the earnings were great, but there's an old saying, show me the money. I'll use that one instead. It says show me something, don't, whatever. So they got to show me more. So you have $300 billion, you have Toyota at $175 billion, you have GM at $37 billion, and Ford at $27 billion. So basically, those are the big dogs. Now, I'm going to throw one more in there. I'm going to throw the racial card at you. That's a joke because I'm throwing race. Ticker symbol race. Race. Guess what that is? Ferrari. Ferrari has a $33 billion market cap. Is that amazing? And Ferrari sells like 8,000 cars a year. And I'll show you a chart on Ferrari just for shits and giggles. But it's Ferrari. Look at that. Ferrari at new highs. That to me is extremely impressive. I'm getting some questions and some. I'm just looking here. Extremely impressive. Okay, leaderboard is the most held. Okay, so you had Ford is the number one, and that's stocks being bought. Yes, the leaderboard is on most held. Okay, the most held shares on Robinhood, which, by the way, it's average age 35 years old, millennials, and you guys, I really am impressed that you guys are investing. I really am pleased and impressed. Number 2 is GE. Number 3, American Airlines. Number 4, Disney. Number 5, DAL, which is Delta Airlines. Number 6, Microsoft. 7, Apple. 8, Tesla. 9, Carnival Cruise Line. And 10, GoPro. Interesting. Most traded in the past 24 hours. Oh, They're just following the news. Pfizer, Tesla, Microsoft, Bionex or Biotex, which is the company that Pfizer's buying, and First Energy. Okay, so that's all the news on the autos. So interesting, right? I mean, Tesla, again, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't touch it. In fact, I probably would say it's near the short of the century, but I'm not going to do it. I tried to do it, couldn't succeed. Okay, so let's get into, and I'm going to go into a couple more things, then we're going to wrap things up because we're already 20 some minutes in. I want to talk about. I know a lot of people out there are looking. They think they've missed it, and what I want to say is, you haven't missed it. All right, I have a feeling that these earnings reports are going to create some buying opportunities. So I think the market after earnings, especially, let's see what happens tomorrow at Microsoft, because that is disconcerting. Microsoft reported a great quarter. They beat on revenue and earnings, and the stock is down. But again, it's a pre-market or a post-market indicator. I'm not sure. I want to see what happens tomorrow. But then I got to look forward to Apple next week and Amazon. Those are two that, I don't know about you, but Jesus, almost on a daily basis, my Ring doorbell tells me somebody's there. It's Amazon. Or I get that. By the way, when they tell you they're 10 stops away from your house, it's cool as shit, I have to tell you. Okay, so another thing happened today. I think that the GOP, and look, everybody has their opinion. I don't ever want to get political on this. This is not a political forum. I could give a good shit less about the politics of this stuff. I just think a couple of things I thought I saw today. First of all, I want to say that I am a big fan of Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Know him. I met him a few years ago at the ETF conference in Hollywood. We actually had a chance to talk for a little while. I've owned some of his ETFs. I've owned some of he likes small cap stocks. And I do like him, and I think he's a sharp guy. So today, it's really interesting because this is really just, if you're an entrepreneur, you may have a different opinion. Me, I'm entrepreneurial. I own my own business. This is my firm, okay? But they were asking Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, what about a new round of PPP, which is, of course, the payroll protection, and which they did the first round. A lot of companies get criticized for getting it. I mean, there's some big companies out there that didn't need it, but they took it and they gave it back, et cetera. So I said the whole time that the government is going to give this money, and it will be forgiven if you use 75% of it towards payroll, which I love. I thought it was really something that you need to be done, because here's why. Fortunately, and I just want to the only way I could really make sense of these things, I have to look at it in a personal situation, personal level. Our business wasn't affected greatly. In fact, it was, I was just talking to Nikki in our office, and we are better than we were back after the first quarter. We're ahead of the game. And that's because we do the right thing. We know how to invest our clients' money. We know that the time to buy was March, April, and we went out and we told clients, this is what you need to do, and money came in. That helps. So Kevin O'Leary. And so, of course, we didn't take any PPP money, didn't need any of that. But a lot of companies took it and needed it. And I said that there's going to be a lot of companies out there that are not going to make it. And they're going to take this money in good faith, thinking they're going to try and make it, and they attempted to make it, and it's unsuccessful, and that money's going to be basically lighted up, torch it. So Kevin O'Leary was asked about the second round of PPP, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs out there, and they're friends of mine, and a lot of people own their own business. I totally get it. He said that the government will be throwing money away, basically. I don't want to say, he wasn't that rude about it. It wasn't. He said they don't think they should do it. He's a capitalist. I'm a capitalist as well. And what true capitalism is let the chips fall where they may. There's going to be weakness and there's going to be strength. The strong players are going to make it. The weak players are not going to make it. Okay, that's basically what it means in a nutshell. I'm not going to give you the definition. I'm just talking hypothetics. Did I say that right? Hypothetical. So Kevin O'Leary said, he wouldn't do it. Let the chips fall where they may. If they go out of business, they go out of business. He thinks that you'll be giving money to zombie companies, which is a great term, by the way. Zombie companies are, okay, where you have to hit them in the head to kill them, because you'll be giving money to companies that are not going to make it. So I heard that, and I, as an entrepreneur, and as I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurial, I understand, but I kind of disagree. And it's not a major disagreement that I'm going to fight over it and protest. I really don't give a shit that much. But my point is, if the PPP, now we all know that this Corona crap was nobody's fault individually. Okay, it was something that came from another country, we believe, and I'm saying we believe because we kind of know, but I don't know. And so it wasn't a business owner's fault that he couldn't open his doors. That's what I'm trying to say. So they deserve help, all right? The second round, my concern is there are businesses that aren't going to make it. I got that. But if you can save some businesses that needed that second round, I think it's worth a shot. I think it's worth helping people. And that to me is I'm willing, and I pay my share in taxes. There's no secret. In our business, we are decent wage earners, so we pay our share of taxes. And I'm willing to pay more to help others. I'm all good with that. I'm getting screwed in my health care. But besides that, that's another subject. So I think we should. I think another PPP round should happen, and I hope it does. But then I see this about the extension of unemployment on the federal level, not the state level. We know that the $275 a week, which by the way, Florida is one of the lowest in the country, and I'd venture to say we're not one of the lowest in the country as far as cost of living. But again, another story. Although Nikki, thank you very much. The California, which arguably between California and New York, the highest cost of living in the country, those two states, no doubt. We didn't check New York, but unemployment in California is $450 a week. So that doesn't make a dent into your $3,000 a month apartment in Los Angeles. But that being said, the GOP is coming up where, there's a lot of bills being passed around. The GOP suggestion is to, of course, you're getting $275 from the state, you get $600 a week. Federally, they suggest they go from $600 a week to $100 a week till the end of the year. And I say, Jesus, just might as well start the bankruptcy proceedings now. What good does that do? What good is going from $600 a week to $100 a week? You got to be kidding me. There are some people that still are not working at full capacity, and people aren't working still at all, and there's still new people filing for unemployment. It's just such a bullshit thing, and I hate that this is political. I hate it because people need help, and I'm all for that. And like I said, I'm glad to help people, but it is total bullshit, and hopefully there'll be a better resolution to that. But I think that now, what I don't agree with is people making money on unemployment, meaning they're making more at $875 a week than they were at their regular job. But I know it's hard to police that. I don't agree with that. I think that's bullshit. So let's talk. Okay, so thank you, by the way, Nikki. Oh, so Massachusetts. Okay, so we said the state of California unemployment is $450 a week. The state of Massachusetts, it's $531 a week. So if you live in Mass, correct me if I'm wrong, Nikki, if I'm wrong with the math. If you live in Mass, you're getting $531 from the state. You're getting $600 from the federal government. You're getting $1,131 a week. That's pretty good for unemployment. I'm sorry, the Okie State and the state of Oklahoma gets $101 a week. Now, of course, we know that the cost of living is not as much, but still $100 a week. You got to be shitting me. But the average unemployment nationwide, the average unemployment is $333 a week. So the state of Florida is 15% below that. That, to me, I want to call bullshit. So I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. I'm Lee Seiler. If you have lost your job, seriously, and you don't know what to do with your 401k, or you need help with your portfolios, give us a call. All right, call the numbers down on the bottom here. Email Nikki. Let's set up some time. We'll go over it. Let's do a financial plan for you. Let's see where you are, where you want to be, what it's going to take for you to get there. That's most important. We need a roadmap, and that's what we do at Seiler Wealth Management. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Hey, we're 30 minutes right on the button. I really love that because I want to keep it short and sweet. Thank you for joining us. Share this, all right? Please share. If we can help you, give us a call. Lee Seiler, the Stock Doctor. I'm out.